What happens after we breathe our last? Does the self dissolve into nothingness, or do we cross through realms beyond human understanding? Welcome, brave soul, to the great mystery of mysteries. Today, we embark on a journey into one of the most profound and enigmatic teachings of Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol, more commonly known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Imagine a guide standing by your side, walking you through the most mysterious and transformative moments of existence. This is the role of the Bardo Thodol. But make no mistake, this isn't just any ordinary manual about death. It's a map, a spiritual roadmap for what happens right after we depart from this life. Together, we will navigate through the Bardo, uncover its deeper meanings, and perhaps catch a glimpse of what lies beyond this earthly realm. The Bardo Thodol was gifted to us by none other than Padmasambhava, a legendary and almost mythical figure in Tibetan Buddhism. Born in India, he's credited with bringing Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. Revered as Guru Rinpoche, or the Precious Master, Padmasambhava wasn't your ordinary monk. He was a deeply mystical yogi who mastered ancient and esoteric spiritual practices. His purpose in creating the Bardo Thodol wasn't just to guide the living. It was to show the way to the dead, to offer them a path of liberation even after they breathe their last. From a very young age, Padmasambhava exhibited extraordinary mystical abilities and was recognized as a Mahasiddha, a being who has reached an extreme level of spiritual awakening, often wielding miraculous powers. He was invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen, who sought to unite the country spiritually and to spread the teachings of Buddhism. Tibet, at the time, was steeped in shamanic practices and the indigenous Bon religion, creating an environment where Buddhism had to fight for its place. But Padmasambhava, with his knowledge of magic, ritual, and tantric teachings, knew how to face and tame the local spirits that guarded the old traditions. He integrated these Bon deities into Tibetan Buddhism, helping to create a lasting and unified spiritual system. His mission was clear. He wasn't just here to teach the living. Padmasambhava wanted to provide a guide to help souls after death, offering them an opportunity to break free from the cycle of suffering and reach spiritual freedom. This text, the Bardo Thodol, is his way of helping souls transition with awareness, calmness, and grace. It's about understanding that death is not an end, but rather a transition to a new stage in the journey. In Tibetan Buddhism, death is seen as a gateway to spiritual liberation. At the moment of death, the mind enters a unique state, free from the distractions of the body, where it becomes highly receptive to the truth. Padmasambhava recognized that this moment offered a golden opportunity for liberation. But for most, death brings fear, confusion, and attachment to the material world, preventing the soul from attaining enlightenment. His goal was simple: to prepare the soul, through this guide, to recognize the truth and be liberated at the moment of passing. The Bardo Thodol teaches that the soul journeys through 3 primary states, or bardos, after death. The first is the Chikai Bardo, the moment of death itself. The Chikai Bardo, the moment of death. In this bardo, the soul witnesses the process of its own death. The body dissolves and consciousness is freed from the material world. Once this dissolution occurs, the soul is confronted with the clear light, described as an intense, pure, and overwhelming light. This clear light represents the ultimate nature of the mind, a state of boundless peace, freedom, and absolute consciousness. For the spiritually prepared, this is a chance for instant liberation. If the soul can recognize this light as its true essence, it experiences nirvana and escapes the cycle of rebirth. There's no need to move through the other stages. But for those unprepared, this light can be terrifying. The mind may view it as a threat, clinging to fear and attachment, thus missing the opportunity for liberation. The soul then moves into the next bardo, filled with projections and illusions. The Chonyid Bardo, the Bardo of visions. As Carl Jung famously said, gods and demons are projections of the unconscious. In the Chonyid Bardo, the soul faces its own projections. Freed from the physical body, the soul enters a realm where everything is shaped by the mind's accumulated experiences, desires, and fears. Here, visions unfold in two forms, peaceful and wrathful. In the peaceful stage, the soul is presented with visions of serene deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and beings of light. These figures reflect the pure and positive qualities the soul has cultivated throughout its existence. However, these peaceful visions may be overwhelming or confusing to an unprepared mind, leading the soul to withdraw. If the soul fails to recognize these visions for what they are, it moves into the wrathful stage. Now the soul confronts frightening and terrifying forms, wrathful deities, monsters, and chaotic figures. These are not external forces but are simply the mind's own emotional projections, fears, anger, attachments, and unresolved desires. The Chonyid Bardo reveals the raw, unfiltered nature of the mind. The key to liberation here is awareness. If the soul can see these visions for what they are, mind-made projections, it can transcend them. At the heart of this bardo is the clear light which shines through these visions. By recognizing it, the soul can liberate itself from the cycle of suffering and samsara. The Sidpa Bardo, Rebirth. The final stage is the Sidpa Bardo, where the soul faces a critical choice, the choice of a new body, guided by the accumulated karma of past actions. This is the moment when the soul's desire to be reborn intensifies, driven by fear, attachment, or unfinished business from previous lives. The soul is drawn toward visions of new life, often involving the union of a couple, symbolizing the creation of a new body. At this stage, the soul is urged to maintain detachment and awareness. The desire to be reborn can feel irresistible, but it's at this moment that the soul can transcend the cycle. Those who understand that these visions are temporary, fleeting, and empty will avoid being pulled into another cycle of rebirth. For those who are prepared, there's still a chance to merge into the clear light and transcend all future incarnations. The path of liberation. The Bardo Thodol teaches us that death is not an end, but a transition, a path that leads to either liberation or rebirth. The key to breaking free from the cycle of samsara is self-awareness. The soul must recognize the true nature of reality, emptiness, and impermanence. By understanding this, we free ourselves from attachment, fear, and suffering. Padmasambhava's teachings are not just for the moment of death, they're for life. The practices that prepare the soul for the bardos can help us live more fully and consciously. By contemplating the nature of death, we can learn to let go of everything we believe we are, and in doing so live with greater love, compassion, and awareness. If this exploration of the Tibetan Book of the Dead intrigued you, share this video, subscribe, and join the conversation below. What part of the afterlife fascinates you most? Let's continue exploring this great mystery together. Thank you for watching.